Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, smart supporters. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to all of our September birthdays. God bless you this morning.
Thank you.
I pray
for
that this
supporting.
video finds you well. Today I have my panel with me. We're going to talk about something that's very serious. It's been talked about over the weekend, and we want to share our comments on it about dealing with the minor or underage children. We know this is inappropriate behavior, but these things are going on in the world. We know that, right? Because we see it, and we were once children one time. So let's talk about it. Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way that he should go, right? So first of all, I think it starts with home training. Now, while training may not eliminate all this behavior, it will certainly reduce it. I mean, we train our children to not talk to strangers, right? Don't take candy or take anything from strangers, or if a stranger say something to us inappropriate or touch or do anything, run and tell a parent, run and tell a teacher. I mean, we teach our children that. Y'all remember when we were growing up, even when a child would, happen, if they catch on fire, we would say what? Stop, drop, and roll. So we instill these values and these teachings in our children as a form to protect them. But even in that, we still have some children or teenagers will still try to go around that and do their own thing. We know, we're not oblivious that all children are going to be obedient to their parents, right? And what happened is this social media situation kind of spurred this conversation this morning. You'll tell your child, no, you're not old enough to have a social media account, not old enough to have a Facebook account, a YouTube account, Twitter, and all the other social media platforms. And what they'll do, some of them will go out and create one anyway, even with parental controls. Children are smart enough with this technology, they know how to go around that and do it anyway, right? So you're still gonna have some children like that. They'll find a way to do that. And I think that might be some of the problem. Now, it doesn't give an excuse as to why we have adults that try to violate our children. They should be responsible enough to say, no, you're a child. But we know that's not always the case. We have our panelists here today, and we're going to let them say a little bit on the matter. What say you about this situation?
Well, as they say back in the day, it takes a village to raise a child. That means we all have a responsibility to do our part in these matters. Blowing the whistle, doing the right thing. If you see something, say something. I remember on my job in my department, I used to be concerned about only my people, but they train us. If I see something, even if it's in another department, I'm supposed to say something because it could come back to bite me. So, I mean, even when we're reporting, it could be suspicious, but it's how we report it. I mean, find out as much information as you can when you're reporting. Here's a website from the U.S. Department of Human Services that just tells you the age of consent, even though it might be sickening. But if it's the age of consent, that means it's legal, unfortunately. So maybe we have to go to our parents then. But, we have a responsibility. Thank you for your comment. We appreciate that. What say you on the matter?
Well, we were also taught to stay in a child's place. And we're not saying that this is the children's fault. We got some sick adults out here. We just trying to make our children aware, right, to try to prevent some of these things. They used to tell us to stay in a child's place, get out of grown folks' face, go outside and play. But even in that, you still have some adults out there that'll try to lure and groom children to attract them to come to them so they can do what they need to do. And it's so unfortunate. And it happens even in our churches. You hear all these scandals about pastors doing this to underagers and different things like that. It's unfortunate. And it was so interesting because I was looking at the Jewish customs And I put it up here. They actually start their children out very young, being around adults and doing adult activities, and in terms of the ceremonies and different things. That, as you can see, at 5 years old, the study of the Torah, at 10, collection of Jewish traditions, and at 13, I think that's the age of accountability, and the list just goes on and on. So they're around adults, and I don't know if the Jewish community in the synagogues that they have the activities that we experience, or maybe it's not as frequent. I'm not sure, but a lot of this stuff happens in our churches. And even in our churches, we have children church, so the children can go to the children church while the adults go in our church. And that's probably why I mark my videos not suitable for children, because not that something crazy is gonna happen, but I just feel like children aren't interested in what I'm saying. Maybe they should come, because I'm singing and I'm preaching the gospel. I mean, Jesus said on one instance not to rebuke the children. He said, let them come, suffer the little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for such as the kingdom of God. So maybe I need to invite children to my panel. Thank you all both for your comments. We appreciate that. In closing, and I like what both of you said, and just going back to the reporting, I think it's how you report it, because sometimes we're not sure. That reporting can be very, very sticky,
Very
because
much so.
a lot of the stuff that we see is suspicion. However, the signs are there, and I always say there is smoke before the fire. So
Be proactive.
if you're really not sure, and if you don't really see any activity but you suspect it, when you report, you probably should say,
say that.
I suspect there's nothing going on, but it's just odd
Right.
behavior. You might want to say it like that. Although a lot of authorities probably can't do anything until something actually happened, because we are a reactive society as opposed to a proactive one.
Unfortunately.
I'd rather try to prevent it, but it's very sticky, because you don't want to put anyone, defame anyone, and they're not doing, even though sometimes it looks like it's weird, but some people might not actually be doing anything wrong. So I guess it depends on how you report it, because I said something on another video before. Somebody reported something because they thought it was some, they thought an adult was harming a child. Come to find out it wasn't. But those few months doing investigation or whatever, that adult's name has been
That's sticky.
drugged through the mud so much, so
Oh.
it just really tarnished his reputation.
It could
Even
happen to
though at
anyone.
the end he was found innocent, but look what he had to go
Yeah.
through. So you have to think about those things
yeah.
too. Maybe this would change how our content creators
You
present
think?
their content.
I don't know about
Seriously,
that.
But you would think with children slipping through
They won't
the
get
cracks,
clicks and views. They
be
won't get clicks and
mindful of what
views.
we say. I'm mindful of what I say, because first of all, my integrity. Secondly, I have family and church members watching my stuff, and you don't know, children could slip through the cracks. However, content creators, you are adult. You can run your platform like you want to, say whatever you want within the boundaries of Google. I guess if Google deem it to be inappropriate, they'll strike or
Yeah.
shut down the channels, as they have done. But what I would do
Save our children.
is,
Please.
if you know you're gonna say some foul things, maybe put some disclaimers up.
Yeah.
This is not suitable for children. If you're under 18, leave now, or anything like that. That way it covers yourself. So if a child slips through, and it's unknown, you don't know, right? Because
Yeah.
you assume everybody in your chat is an adult, but we can't always assume that, given the situation that has unfolded over the last week or so. But just that extra layer of coverage, just covering yourself. Hey, I put the sign up. There's a disclaimer
Yeah.
on my video.
I covered
If
myself.
there's a child
I
in
told
here,
you. Yeah.
leave if you're under 18. That way you
This
are
is the World Wide
protected.
Web. Yep.
And if a child slips through, that's on them, right? Because you put out the disclaimer. Panelists, again, thank you for your comments. I
My
appreciate you for watching. If you have any questions, you have any comments,
We need to bring more awareness.
leave a comment in the comment section, or you can shoot an email to me. The email will be in the description. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for supporting the Smart Show.
Don't forget
Thank
to
you for
subscribe.
watching the panel today. In the meantime, be at peace and not in
Peace.
pieces. Till next time, my friend.
We're not gonna sing.